This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this Excursion. It is a 2002 Ford Excursion Limited. It's a 7.3 liter turbo diesel. It's four-wheel drive. Has a third seat. Has 140,491 miles. It was purchased directly from a dealer in Phoenix. They have a lot of difficulty, most dealers do, getting financing for anything over 10 years old or over 100,000 miles. This is both. So when diesels come up that are like this, a 7.3 Excursion, where they're almost as rare as a unicorn, we are all over them if they're good ones, and this is a great one. Mechanically, it's fantastic. It's got some fairly minor cosmetics, and that's about it. Anyway, we brought it here to Tucson, obviously. We do an inspection. This is what an inspection looks like. And then I got my old man cheat sheets over here, I call them, because I'm geriatric and I've got to write it down. We painted the hood. You'll see 4 pictures of it before it left Phoenix, and you'll see it's kind of hard because it was real cloudy, which is rare in Phoenix. But the hood is real cloudy, kind of like the roof. And we didn't want to, get into this thing thousands of dollars, so we paid $500 and had this hood shot. It is the original hood, but we had it repainted because it just kind of really hurt the car too much. The roof, whatever, if you wanted to paint it, you just have to paint the roof, and I don't think there's any need for that unless you're Shaquille O'Neal. I don't think you're going to care. The dealer who we bought it from did tell us that they bought tires for it, and that's what they look like. Obviously, brand new tires. Let's see. Mechanically, we did a glow plug module, and we did a gem module, which is has to do with the transfer case and the four-wheel drive. So that's new. And both front seats had the lariats. Another common thing, especially for vehicles in Phoenix, even more so than Tucson, the sun eats them up there. And so the seats were just, had some tears and rips in them. And, the sun does to the interior what the sun did to the roof and the hood of this thing. So we fixed those seats. We repaired the seats. And I will show you that momentarily. I don't know if you can see in the picture, but there's a light push indent. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know if you can see that or not. In that door, I wouldn't fix it because it's very hard to even notice. Little scratch here, which you could touch up if you wanted to, or not. I doubt many people are going to buy this thing for the cosmetics, and this thing is a fairly low mile. Actually, nowadays it's a real low mile 7.3, and it runs great. It's got very little, almost no blow by, which in a 7.3 is really rare. And you're looking for that when you're buying a 7.3. Normal is actually a moderate amount of blow by, and this one has very low, which is very unusual. It's got the barn doors in the rear. I mean, if I owned this thing, I would do absolutely nothing. See how the sun kind of fades this trim? The sides look pretty good, actually really good. The gold trim tends to get a little faded. The roof gets hammered. Big difference between Phoenix and Tucson. It's 100 miles, but they get a lot more sun and a lot more heat. All right, there's your alarm. That would be your alarm. There's that. Now it's off. Fire this thing up. 140,511 miles. Open up the hood here. We're going to be looking for Ford stamps on both fenders and on both sides of the core support, which will tell you that it hasn't been wrecked and had parts replaced on it. So you want to find them here. There's one there. You want to find one here. There's that. So if you don't find them, that means that someone's replaced parts. So you like to see those. When they wreck them and they replace parts, they don't put Ford parts back on. So seeing those stamps is a very good thing. I have to do this with my earphones in because it's so windy right now. Hopefully it's helping a little bit. And as usual, lock the doors because I'm just an idiot, and my brother, who puts these things online, thinks it's hysterical that I do that every time. Not once in a while, every single car. So that's the driver rear window. Little bit of wear in the seats, fairly common. It's just in the die. It's not, there's no holes about to happen there. This is the passenger rear window. Thank God I took the window locks off. If I had to make another pass at this thing because I had the window locks on, then it gets ugly. For some reason, that headrest is backwards. Someone took it out and put it on backwards. So that headrest does have leather on the other side of it. Probably the detail shop took it out when they were doing the detail and didn't put it back in on the right side front. All right, this seat, all we did was the outside bolster. This piece right here is new. The rest of it is the way it came. Not perfect, but pretty good. There's seat forward, seat back, seat up, seat down, rear seat cushion up and down, front seat cushion up and down. You do have a manual. Let's see if make sure it's the manual. Yeah, that's the manual. There's a manual there. All right. Driver window, passenger window, driver rear window. God, that buttons are already hot. Driver rear window. Nice and warm on my fingers. There's a mirror out, in, up, down, other side, out, in, up, down. That works fine. Door locks. Show you the Carfax real quick. They may not let us link. They're very anal about that at Carfax. No accident reported. One Carfax. One owner Carfax, and a really boring. This is just blah blah blah. The end. So that is a banner Carfax because less is better in Carfax. More, it means more drama. All right, seat forward, seat back, seat up, seat down, tilt up, tilt down, rear seat tilt up and down. All right, this seat had a lot repaired. Outside bolster, a couple middle panels. Actually, this front middle panel looks like it. And where it said limited, this piece is new. This insert's new. This is original. This square right here is new. Tilt works fine. All right, let me get in this thing. Oh, great. Gas lights on. All right, there's overdrive off and on. Off, on. Radio.
There are 2 speeches today at the pushing many hours.
There you go. 6-disc changer. Air. There's the fan down, fan up. Temperature up, temperature down. It's also got adjustable pedals, down, up. Let's see, defroster on and off, cup holder. The center console looks pretty good. Actually, looks really good. Usually those are pretty worn out quickly. All right, let me get a seatbelt on. All right, let's see. Let me put it into neutral. Go into 4 low. Now we're in 4 low. Drive. That's 4 low. And reverse in 4 low. All right, so 4 low works fine. There's 4 high. Now we're in 4 high. Yeah, you can drive at speed there. 4 low is a granny gear. And reverse in 4 high. All right. And neutral. 2-wheel drive. Now we're in 2-wheel drive. And one thing I do want to test, I want to test the parking sensor. So let me go here and go reverse. We have this parking sensor. That's off and that's on. So let's test this thing real quick here without... About half the time they don't work. And we wouldn't fix it if it didn't, but it does work. All right, let's see if we can turn it off. There, and the off button does work. So the on-off button does work. And that's that. All right. So now what do we got? We've got a clear title vehicle. If you come to Tucson to drive it home, you're going to pay tax and dock fees. Dock fee is $250. Tax is 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. So if your state tax rate is 2%, you'll pay 4%. If it's 3%, you'll pay 5%. Add 2 to your state tax and you'll have the tax rate, okay? If you pay by wire and ship, all you pay is the agreed upon price and that's it. No taxes, no dock fees. Once the vehicle ships to your front door or your business's front door or wherever it ships to, you will take the title that we've notarized and signed off to you and the vehicle down to motor vehicles in your state, get plates and pay whatever fees or taxes you owe them. But if you pay by wire and ship, you don't owe us anything other than what we agreed on the price to be. Once we receive your wire, if you're going to ship, we will notarize the title, sign it off to you, to your company, or to you with your address. We'll sign it, notarize it, scan it into your online file, so you'll be able to see it even before the vehicle ships out. We even scan in the envelope that we mail you the title in. In the ad, there'll be, like I said, 60 to 100 HD pictures that you can zoom in on, right up to, so that cosmetics should never be an issue. Please use that. The title itself that we have is in the ad. Click on it and you can see it. I just showed you the Carfax. Got great tires. There really is very little that we could know more than we know right now. Everything that we know, okay? Deposit's $500. Please get that in once we have an agreed upon price. It's a 7.3 Excursion. That's a nice one. By Excursion standards, 140,000 mile Excursions. It's an Arizona vehicle the whole time, so you're not gonna have rust issues either. It's huge, all right? This thing is going to be fast. And no, it's not mint condition, but it is what it is and it's rare. And so please make sure you get your deposit in so that we don't have a situation where we agree on a price at 8 in the morning, you wait till you get home from work, and by the time you get home from work, somebody else has paid for it. Get your deposit in when we get the agreed upon price, okay? What else? Warranty. Obviously, it's out of warranty by many years and many miles. If something breaks on this truck, you're going to have to take it and get it fixed. We are not fixing it. That being said, there's no blow-by, and it runs like a champion. If you change the air filter and the oil with Rotella oil, don't be the cheapskate. Rotella oil is a lot more money than the regular oil. If you don't use the right oil in these things, you will pay the price. Do not be a cheapskate. All right? If you do all that, you're going to be fine for a long time. The worst case for you in that situation is maybe an injector once in a while. And because they're Ford, you can just do one instead of all of them like you have to do when one goes out in a Duramax. So what I'm saying is, the people who built this truck gave it a certain number of years and miles for warranty. It's way past that. If they could have, they would have given it a 30-year warranty with 1 million miles. They couldn't because they didn't know. If they don't know what's going to happen after a certain number of miles and years, how the heck do we know more than the people who built it? There's risk involved. If you don't like risk, go buy a brand new one. Oh, they don't make brand new ones anymore. Okay, so be realistic, all right? You may have to spend money the day you get it to fix something, or you may not fix it for 5 or 6 years. Just know what you're buying and be smart. Thank you.